Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia and Commander. This is the Frontline Changes Report. And you need to hit that like button now, because I have no good excuse to ask you to press the like button. So yeah, that's the joke for the day. So for those that want to sign up for the DPA Cannon Folder program, do press the subscribe button. We have very good insurance policies and welfare benefits for all the Cannon folders. Do consider pressing the subscribe button. And we're going to start off with the Frontline Changes Report with quite a number of changes over the past 36 hours. So I have been out for the day with my family, so I don't have I didn't manage to do any videos over the past 12 hours. We have Zelen, Vovchansk, Nevsky over the Kupiansk front, Vimka, and then Rozdolivka, Novooleksandrivka, 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 Persia, Novooleksandrivka, Krasnohorivka, Staromaiorske. And basically, almost all is Russian captures. Russian has been taking grounds almost on a daily basis, and actually it's daily basis. It's not almost, it's literally daily basis. There is frontline changes in favor of the Russian side. We're going to start off with the Kharkiv front. The frontline changes at the Kharkiv front first is over at Zelen. So based on the Ukrainians mapping, I noticed that they have disclaimed this area here, and which means that the Russian forces have actually moved in this area in the northern part of Zelen. And the rest of Zelen seems to be in the gray zone. And so there's a high chance that this gray zone is actually Russian control. All the Russians have freedom of movement within this area here, because we do have the Russians reported fighting or attack Ukrainian forces at Nekushny. So meanwhile, the Russian claims is a lot bigger. It's just something to take note of. After Zelen, we have over at Vovchansk. And at Vovchansk, the soldiers over there comms me and told me to tell you to press the like button. And also told me that those that don't subscribe are pussies. Are you a pussy? No, don't be a pussy. And so there is two major frontline change. First thing first is this one. The Russian forces, the Ukrainian mapping has disclaimed this area here from the gray zone. They now declared this as firm Russian control, which means that the Russian forces have actually firmly taken over this area here, but this is pretty much in the not in the real location where the main battles are fighting. The main battle fighting is of course in the middle of the city, and the Russian forces have basically seems to have been geolocated within this factory region, the aggregate Zavod, basically the aggregate factory of Vovchansk, and the Russian forces basically have entered and taken this entire area here of this industrial complex. It's very however, the Ukrainian mapping is a bit weird. Based on the Deep State UA's mapping, they map this as an island on its own, and then the other Russians firm control is over here. I feel like that is pretty much of a cope to basically draw in this way and claim that these two area here there's no link, which is sort of unusual. But whatever it is, the Russian forces have taken grounds, and this progress means that the Russian forces is making progress towards this breach, which the Ukrainians needs to resupply and go into the area over here. And so this is pretty bad. Of course, the Ukrainians could have other bridges. They could have crossed the bridges. Actually, I shouldn't draw the military one. I think this is easier to understand. They could have create more pontoon bridges along the Vovchansk River. However, there are already geolocations previously of such river crossing getting destroyed. So the situation here definitely is not good, very very bad. Anyway, after Vovchansk, we go into the Kupiansk front. At the Kupiansk front, we have. Oh no, sorry. The frontline change is not at Kupiansk front; it's at Crimea front. So there is this geolocation of Ukrainian forces over at this tree line. This further continues our progress of this invalidating the Russian claims around the Nevsky region. So this time round, the Ukrainian forces have now taken this area here as a firm Ukrainian control. Russian claims, this gray zone here is very big. We have been invalidating this area here previously, so we are now slowly moving upwards with all these geolocations. So this time around we have this, and yeah. So that's about it. So this is the only good news for the Ukrainians. So the pro-Ukrainian guys, no, you can actually turn it off now. No, there's no more good news for you. So, so no, actually don't do that. No, face the reality. The next frontline change is over at Vimka. So over the Siversk front, some major frontline changes over at this area here at the Siversk front towards Vimka. Russian forces geolocated at this location, and this caused the Ukrainian mapping as well as in DPA's mapping to make a big frontline change for the Russians. And the Russians are now having this massive salient heading towards Vimka. Very, very significant change around here. And nearby, or just off Vimka, at Rozdolivka, some very serious changes as well over here. Russian forces are geolocated at the first buildings on the eastern part of Rozdolivka, and there is also further geolocations of them getting hit as they try to redraw, and this puts Russian capture around here. The Russian forces are now moving into Rozdolivka after the previous rumors of the Russian forces have already taken these various high grounds, and this somewhat corroborate the previous Russian claims. So the situation here is a bit complicated because the Ukrainian mapping have not acknowledged it. We have this capture, so there will be some very weird mappings. I have not yet decided what to do with it. Should I disclaim this area here for the Ukrainian mapping? I'm still thinking about it, and because of this how I've drawn this capture. This area here, I have also listed it as possible Russian presence to basically combine this area here with the Russian claims, so that the mapping would look a bit weird. So the Russian mapping is going to look like this in the subsequent situation report. So we shall continue to monitor over at this region at Rozdolivka. Very serious provocations from the Russians. They have no respect for the Ukrainian sovereignty. They continue to molest all these villages. So after Rozdolivka, we go to Novooleksandrivka over at the DFK front. So this area here also some big massive changes. Russian forces geolocated along the tree lines, and not just the tree line alone. Based on Ukrainian mapping, they have mapped it quite a bit. That the Russians have taken basically everything south of Novooleksandrivka. So the Russians have made all this massive push over in the southern part, and now they are heading towards Novooleksandrivka. And this is going to be rather serious because this is we haven't had any reports about fighting at Novooleksandrivka yet, so this is probably the first going to be happening very very soon. So the strategic situation looks horrible as the entire breakdown of this front line continues, with the Russians making really really fast progress. So yep, so these are the frontline change over at Novooleksandrivka. The next frontline change is over at Novooleksandrivka. So I just realized I didn't put up this one. So let me write it out. 4841 and 13 June. So I just realized I didn't put that up. So the next frontline change is over at, press the like button, at Novooleksandrivka towards Novooleksandrivka, Persia. The Russian forces geolocated around here, and along with Ukrainian mapping, the Russian forces continue to make further advance from Novooleksandrivka. And with this little bit left, we are almost pretty close to declaring 100% control of Novooleksandrivka by the Russian forces. Tentatively, no one has claimed it yet, but it looks pretty much, of a certainty by now. In the next 24 hours or 48 hours, we're going to see the Russian capturing the full of Novooleksandrivka. So tentatively, we have no one claiming that just yet. And just south of Novooleksandrivka, west of Semenivka, Russian forces have continued to progress from the western part of Semenivka towards Novooleksandrivka, Persia, in this pincer movement from the Russian forces in this kind of attack. So this is still ongoing, and this capture just shows how weak the Ukrainian lines are getting. There is a number of geolocation of Ukrainian forces in this area here, showing that the Ukrainians are really trying to put up a resistance, but the Russians are just continuing to take grounds around here, unfortunately for the Ukrainians. So that's all for this area here at Novooleksandrivka, Persia. The next frontline change is south of this location over at Novooleksandrivka. There's some news regarding Novooleksandrivka. The Russian forces have entered Novooleksandrivka. Maybe for the second time. Maybe it's the first time. So because previously Novooleksandrivka has been already claimed to be captured by the Russian forces based on the Russian Defense Ministry. And however, Crimea captures subsequently, so this is on the 12th of March, and subsequently on the 4th of May, Ukrainian forces has been geolocated within Novooleksandrivka again. So it could be that the Russians have taken Novooleksandrivka and the Ukrainians have retaken after the Russians did not want to stay inside. So now the Russians have re-entered into Novooleksandrivka again. So this is another activation of yet another battlefront that the Russians are putting pressure on the Ukrainians to just to pull them and stretch them beyond recognition. So this is going to be rather bad, but this is the frontline change over at Novooleksandrivka, and we have frontline changes over at the Battle of Krasnohorivka as well in the Donetsk front. So in case you're lost already, we are at the western part of Donetsk city. So at the Battle of Krasnohorivka, based on the latest Ukrainian mapping, Russian forces is a reflection of the geolocation of Russian forces at this very location. Ukrainian mapping have changed and acknowledged that the Russians have taken a huge chunk of the southern part of Krasnohorivka. So getting closer to the getting closer to the Russian claims. So getting closer to the Russian mapping. So this is pretty significant from the point of view of the Ukrainians. For the Russians have already taken all these places. But no, for the Ukrainians, this is the very significant Russian change. And looks like with this change, this is gone. 100% this is gone. There's no way the Ukrainians is going to withdraw from this area. They are operationally encircled. If there are Ukrainian forces in this area here, if the Ukrainians are there, this is operational encirclement. There is no way the Ukrainians are going to escape in this way. So yeah, so that is something to note. So otherwise, yeah, I don't think the Ukrainians are here. Maybe they have some forward positions, some soldiers hiding in the buildings and whatnot, but it's not going to be very significant at this area here. And the last frontline change is yet another major frontline change over at the Donetsk front as well, at Staromaiorske. Based on Ukrainian mapping, Russian forces have taken everything in the western part of Staromaiorske. The entire western half of Staromaiorske has been taken by the Russian forces. So this change is rather big. As you can see, the entire northwestern part, northeast northeastern part of Staromaiorske has been taken, as well as the eastern outskirts. So with this, the Russian forces will be able to provide fire support into Uruzhaine, and they will be able to conduct their offensive from Uruzhaine with a lot more confidence and support. So this is the situation. Of course, we already have the Russian Defense Ministry and Ryba claiming that Staromaiorske has been captured by the Russian forces. This is not yet acknowledged by the Ukrainian side. However, based on Ukrainians, based on Deep State UA's information, they say that this is a matter of time, that the Russians will have full control of Staromaiorske. But at this moment, the Ukrainians have not acknowledged the fall of Staromaiorske. So these are the Frontline Changes Report for the past 36 hours. A lot of stuff. This takes me almost 15 minutes because you didn't press the subscribe button. No, just joking. So anyway, the situational report will be later in 12 hours from now. As per this recording, it will be a 2-day combined situation report, and a lot to go through. And I'm very, very tired because I was out for the whole day. I really wish I have energy to do another front report, but yeah, I don't think I have the energy. I'm pretty much at my limits. So thank you for watching. Do support DPA's work, and you can access this map over at the defensepoliticsasia.com/Ukraine. You can find the link in the description. You can access this map, man. Take a look at the latest information that I've plotted. And also, if you really appreciate my work, do consider joining the DPA's Patreon. You can also, if you don't like Patreon, there's Boosty, there's coffee.com, there's also Locals, and Locals is a bit quiet. And if not, you can also join the YouTube member program. There's this membership in the below, I think next to the like button or subscribe button. Yeah, there's not much things for you there. But because I have no time to create very exclusive contents yet, and but we shall see how this develops. So hopefully you guys will help to share this video, because sharing is very important, because the algo is broken. So I need you guys to help me to increase the viewership, because without more viewership, that means not more revenue, not enough revenue. I cannot expand my operation, then I cannot hire people, then we will always stuck in the same place. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next update.